Hi everybody, today I am here to show you guys what I've been up to again. I am working on these cute little keychains for Scarefest. I have some really cute ones. I have like this cute little cow that I will be doing and these cute little skeletons. Aren't they cute? So we will be working on those, but while I am doing that, I'm actually going to have a conversation with you guys. Okay, so I have been, go. It has been this way for months now. I finally have like the light at the end of the tunnel with traveling. And I'm super excited about being home and getting ready to get everything ready for Scarefest, which happens October 17th through the 19th. But this weekend, I have some plans. I'm going to Vintage Market Days here in Lexington, Kentucky at the horse park. It is going to be really super cool. I'm going to check out and see if maybe it is a good fit for my business to actually participate in that event. That would be another event I would add to my calendar. It's a little close to Scarefest, so that kind of gives me a little bit of pause. But sometimes we have to just kind of push ourselves past our comfort zone. And I have the I have like a bunch of things in my head that I want to see if it would even work. So I kind of have like a list, and I'm going to go through everything and see, there's a gazillion people selling tumblers. If there's a gazillion people selling 3D prints, if there's, like what exactly is the vibe? I've never been, so I'm really excited about that. That is Friday and Sunday because I have the whole weekend ticket, but I decided that I wanted to do something with my family, and so we are going to go to the Trail of Tears powwow in Hopkinsville. I'm super excited about that, and I haven't been to a powwow in years. The last one I went to was with my mom, and that was when my kids were still kind of little, so it's been a long time. My kids are all adults now, so something that I'm excited about going and seeing. I love powwows. They just, the energy is so exciting and inviting to me. So I'm really excited about doing that. And then we are going to have like a family day. Not my whole family, because some people aren't here. They're up in Michigan. So, but we are going to go to the powwow and we're going to check it out and see what that's all about. And I'm excited to see some of the dances and things like that. So that's my plans this weekend. I'm going to have my machines going while I'm gone because that's kind of how I do things. I try and stay on top of it. Last night I put away all of the dice, and I put away some dice towers and dice holders. I have a tote that's completely full. I have a shelf that is completely full that I need to empty. And I have a bunch of things. So I'm not super worried about not having enough things for Scarefest. But, of course, I need to work on sublimation. That is one thing that I do need to work on today. I have some lots of tumblers, actually, to make. I have quite a few of them to make. And so I'm going to be working on that, going through inventory, trying to figure out exactly what I need to bring, what needs to like stay on the website, what I need to take off the website. I also want to update the website. That's why I printed so many of these cute little keychains. Some of them are going to go to Scarefest, some of them are not, and I am digging my nail into my finger, and that's hurting. So I need to kind of watch what I'm doing. Actually, I need to cut my nails because it's time to just cut them and put some of my nails on for my cousin's wedding. So I really need to do that. But I'm kind of waiting until after this weekend because I don't know what I'm going to get into. So I have lots of things going on. And then once that my cousin's wedding happens, that's the following weekend. I have a friend coming. I'm getting some new tattoos, which I'm really excited about. There are some memorial tattoos for my cousin and for my mom. I have mine designed for my sister. I'm still kind of working that out because my other sister wants to do our tattoos together, which is super cool. I think that would be a lot of fun. But we gotta coordinate, and life is hectic right now. So after that weekend up in Michigan, that'll be my last trip to Michigan, God willing, until after Comic-Con next year. Comic-Con is March 26th through the 29th. I'm not sure why they pulled it from the beginning of the month, but that is something that they decided to do. I don't know if there was something maybe going on at the convention center and they couldn't get it. It is the same people that run Scarefest that run Comic-Con. And so I was actually, last year, I met the guy who ran Scarefest, and I talked to him, and he said, well, have you ever done Comic-Con? And I was like, no, I don't know that my products would really fit in. And he was like, absolutely, they would. So right then and there, I actually had a conversation with my husband, and we signed up for Comic-Con. So that this year was our first year doing Comic-Con. It was so much fun. I had such a good time. But I was so leery about getting a double booth like I do at Scarefest because I just didn't know if that was this year was a fluke, and I did great, but am I going to do great again? Sometimes that's how it works with vendor events anyway, because it just depends on the economy and what people are wanting to buy. Great thing about Scarefest is Christmas is coming. So even though maybe you think, oh, a horror con, why are people buying things from a horror con for Christmas? But I have other things than just horror. Like I have book markers and, things like that, like car coasters. Sometimes they are horror themed, sometimes they're not. And people seem to like to get stuff like that for Christmas. There's a girl that actually came up to me last year at Scarefest and said, I do all my Christmas shopping here. This is where I get everybody's Christmas gifts. And I had another girl come up and say the same thing. So I was like, okay, well, that's probably why Scarefest does so well. But also the fact that Comic-Con is a bigger event. There's a lot more vendors. There's a lot more to choose from. So I just did a single booth this next year. And I'm going to see if it feels like, okay, it's time to move on to a double booth, or is it, hey, we're just going to stay with a single for the rest of the time that we do this event. I feel like Scarefest needs to be bumped up. I feel like I need a bigger booth. This year is going to be my third year attending, my fourth year signed up. I didn't get to do 1 year because my mom got really sick, and I chose not to do it. And it was a difficult decision, but I'm so glad that I did that because I got to spend that extra time with my mom. And so I feel like I either need to do 3 booths and so make it really long, or I need to do 4 and make it a big square. It just depends, I guess, on how I feel this year. I've always done a double booth for Scarefest, and it has helped me a lot. So I feel like staying with the double booth is that's the minimum I would go with Scarefest. But again, I've had really good success at Scarefest. I did really well at Comic-Con too. I made my booth rent back, plus enough to buy my second Bamboo printer. I am down to 1 printer right now. I am not sponsored by any of these companies, by the way, guys. And so I've been making it work. It's been going. And then, of course, it ran out of filament this morning, so I had to put filament in it. My other one is not connecting to the computer. I don't know what it's doing. We calibrated. We have done all these things, and it doesn't want to work. So I'm kind of in the process of working with the company to fix it. But the problem is that they're located in a foreign country, so the time difference, that's the problem. Not that they're in a foreign country, because I don't care about that, but it is a time difference. So when I'm sleeping, they're awake, and I'm missing hours of communication with them. So it's very much okay, I emailed them, I have to wait a day. They emailed me back, I have to wait a day. I emailed, it's like that. So it is not a fast process at all. which really, really bums me out. But there's no YouTube videos telling people how to do these things. There's just not. And I'm just very confused by that. Like, 3D printing has been around for a while now. I'm surprised people haven't made these videos. So, part of me is like, do I make videos to try and help people figure their machines out so that they don't have to go through what I'm going through? Or do I just let somebody else do it? Do I take time? Do I push that or put that into, the mix of all of the other things that I'm doing? I don't know. But I know that it is extremely difficult to find videos. Like, I can find videos that are like a rough tutorial, that will say like, oh, well, your 3D filament needs to be this, and this is how you cut it, and this is how you put it into the machine. But every machine is different. Like, my Snapmaker is a 1-spool unit. My Bamboo, I have an AMS unit, which holds 4. So it is a completely different way to work it. The Bamboo is smaller. It's a 10 by 10. My Snapmaker is a 12 by 12. It's weird that there's no videos. I YouTube it, and I'm just completely and utterly confused. There's a gazillion videos on how to do sublimation. There's a gazillion videos on how to do DTF. There's a gazillion videos on how to do, like, other tutorials and other things, like how to do tumblers, how to do, like, all of that. But not a lot for 3D prints, and I don't know, it feels weird. So I am going to think about that. That's something that I'm going to think about. But with everything going on right now, it just feels like that's a little bit too much to take on. But I don't know. But anyway, so I'm going to finish putting all of this together. I do have the beads, guys. I am going to add them to the website. I just started filling these up. I need to make labels for these. I need to actually go and buy labels today to make labels. And try and get those on the website. I'm trying to update the website in between the times of working. But I'm also trying to take some time to be with the family. Like, on Saturday, that's just going to be a family day. I'm not going to even... I'm going to let the machines do their thing, and I'm just going to enjoy my day with my family. So I want you to all know I'm very appreciative of all of you guys for all of your support. It has been a crazy, hectic year. It feels like I've been on the go a lot. It feels like I have not been home very often, and especially in the past couple months. But I've had some really good, fun trips. Like, the Jeep Invasion was so much fun. I'm definitely doing that again next year. The bridge walk was amazing. Even though I didn't get to do the whole bridge, I made a lot of memories with my nieces and my dad and my sister and my aunt and her boyfriend and my husband and my daughter. And I got to go do a couple things, like see some places that I never got to see. I've lived in Michigan my whole life until I was 22. And I never saw, like, Fort Michilimackinac. Never even saw it. I mean, I drove past it a million times, but never went to it. And that was really cool. And then to go to Mackinac Island, which was my second time of going there, that was a lot of fun. Walking around Mackinac City, I've done that very minimal. Like, a little bit of shops, not downtown. We did that, like, 3 times. We went back to Trout Lake, Michigan, where I spent every summer as a kid. That was really cool, just to kind of take that all in and be able to just absorb it. And so, yes, my shirt says I survived the Mackinac Bridge, because I got on that bridge, guys, and it was, I know it's a suspension bridge. I know it's going to sway back and forth, but when I got closer to where the grates are, if you've ever been on the bridge, you know what I'm talking about. There's grates in the middle to help the air flow and all of that stuff. The bridge started swaying so much that everybody started walking like zombies. And my vertigo kicked in, and I tried to push myself, but it got to a point where I was either going to pass out or I was going to throw up, and I am not good at getting sick. I have, like, I feel like I'm dying, basically, and I have, like, all this anxiety wrapped around it. So I was like, okay, I got to turn around and go back. And so I did. So next year's goal is to at least get to the middle point and call it good. That's my next goal. And then if I could do that, then maybe I can do the whole thing. It's a 5-mile bridge. I know people that have done the whole thing and then walked back. So that's 10 miles. That's a lot. But I did it for my sister because she always wanted to do it. And so that was the whole point of the bridge walk. I normally would never have been like, oh yeah, let's go and do that if we wouldn't have had that plan already. And we kind of had that plan in motion until she got sick. And then, it was from that point, it was 6 months and we lost her. And so it's very devastating. It's really extremely hard, but I felt like it was something to honor her. And that was the biggest reason I did it. I'm afraid of heights, so that's a thing. And I've driven over that bridge a million times as a kid. We obviously, like I said, I spent every summer up north. I always looked out at the horizon. I always looked out at the islands or the because you can see the land of both of the upper and lower peninsula from the bridge. So I always just looked at the land and made sure that I didn't get sick. The older I get, the worse that vertigo gets. So I need to actually have a conversation with my doctor about it and see if maybe, okay, Dramamine will be fine and I can take that and be good. Or is it going to be like, hey, you have to take some other kind of medication? I don't know. But anyway, so I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to get ready to finish these keychains. Allergies are going crazy because it's raining outside. I have so much going on. And so I just need to get all of these to-do lists checked off. And it makes me feel so much better when that happens. So I'm going to get going and work on some of that. And I hope you guys have a fabulous weekend. And I hope I see you guys soon. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.